Hi, welcome to 9.9 Comics with Chris and Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Chris, and today we'll be talking about comics getting released April 11th, 2018.
Yes, and it looks like I'm going to start us out today with some DC Comics with their release of... Now, this isn't a comic, guys. But it is a collector's item, and you might want to pick it up because it does have something special in it, and I'll get to that. Action Comics 80 Years of Superman hardcover edition. The special thing about that, I'll read the synopsis. Join us for the 80th anniversary celebration of the most important comic book in American history. Action Comics, there you go. Action Comics, I like your inputs. Action Comics #1 featuring the first appearance of Superman. It's an extraordinary party as we revisit stories from across the decades featuring the debuts of not just the Man of Tomorrow, but also Supergirl, Brainiac, the Fortress of Solitude, and more. See the work of generations of top writers and artists on the original superhero. Enjoy sparkling essays from literary wizards who have won Pulitzer Prizes and hit the bestseller lists, including Jules Feiffer, who relives his memories of when Action Comics #1 first hit the newsstands, plus a historical essay by guest editor Paul Levitz. And as a bonus, don't miss a previously unpublished 1940 Superman tale believed to be written by Jerry Siegel with art by the Joe Shuster Studio, salvaged 50 years ago and hidden away until now. That's right, that's original Superman work that no one has seen.
Written by the creator of Superman.
Right, written by the creator.
So, yeah. That alone is why this is going to be a huge collectible item. If there's a limited, it's a collector's edition. So there's going to be a limited run. Don't know how limited, but it's definitely something you're going to want to own.
Right. And speaking of Superman, we're moving into Supergirl with the release of Supergirl #20. And of course, we always want to bring this up because of the beautiful Stanley Lau variant. Stanley Lau is amazing. I love every single bit of that man's work. I believe, what's his tag? Art Germ? Is that what people call him? Yeah.
I really loved his Mira cover that he did.
Oh, that was, and especially for you being an Aquaman fan, that was.
Yeah, that was, man.
Right, I was happy for you for that to just to exist. I'm like, yes, finally a day for Chris.
Thought about wearing my Flash hat today, but I had this take true.
Now, moving on to Immortal Men #1. This is, of course, a kickoff from Metal, a new series. The End of Forever, Part 1, is the first arc. There is a secret history to the DC universe of heroes who have protected humanity from the shadows since the dawn of time, and who can live forever. Enter the Immortal Men. The team, headed by the Immortal Man, has waged a secret war against the House of Conquest for countless years. But Conquest has dealt a devastating blow when their base of operations, known as the Campus, is savagely attacked. The Immortal Men must seek out their last hope, an emerging metahuman known as Caden Pak. Caden's emerging powers may be able to ensure the Immortal Men's survival, but will Conquest get to him first? So, story about them looking for Caden is going to help them. It's going to help them in their fight, their good fight.
The Immortal Men was introduced in the casting as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's new to me.
Yeah, when and Jim Lee is the artist for it. But yeah, in the casting, there's the group of immortals that formed with like Ra's al Ghul and like Vandal Savage and a couple other ones, and they all had the hoods. Yeah, that's the immortal.
Okay, yeah,
that's where it comes out of. I believe.
And there was the visions of everything happening. Yeah, that was really good. Moving into Aftershock. This one's a really good one. This is another one I'm really stoked about. This is called The Brothers Dracula #1. This is by Cullen Bunn. So, I mean, you've got the Unholy Grail, which also the artist of Unholy Grail is doing the art for this book as well. A little bit about this one. The legend of Vlad the Impaler is the stuff of nightmares, the inspiration for the most iconic of monsters, Dracula. Vlad is tortured and murdered thousands of victims, but what turned him into such a depraved killer? The truth lies in his teenage years, when Vlad and his brother Radu were held hostage by the Ottoman Empire. During this time, the brothers learned many things: archery, riding, the art of combat, matters of court, and how to stalk and slay vampires. I like what Cullen Bunn does with the lore. He always pulls stuff that happened back, actual true stories, and he just makes him his own fiction stories. Because I mean, of course, vampires didn't exist until after Vlad the Impaler. Well, they kind of like in some.
The
let's
modern
not
day
go that deep.
vampire.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Dracula started it all based off Vlad the Impaler.
Right.
We're not going to go into Nosferatu and all that.
Yeah. Freaking
folklore.
Yeah. But that's all we have for Aftershock. And then going into just a little bit for IDW, not much. It's just Sword of Ages number 3 is coming out. Sword of Ages did really well. We don't have to go long about that one. And then October Faction number 2, Supernatural Dreams. October Faction Supernatural Dreams number 2 is being released. That's going to be another one from IDW and to look out for. And that's really it for that. Moving on to the next one is Titan Comics with their release of Season of the Snake number 1. This one,
really good.
Yes, this one sounds really interesting. Written by award-winning science fiction writer Serge Lehman, creator of the Chimera Brigade, rich in the intricate world, protect for both science fiction and perfect. What is wrong with me right now? I think we might need to call 911. I'm having a stroke.
That's not
Rich and intricate world, perfect for both science fiction and fantasy fans. In the intersection, order is key. Having connected solar systems to one another through a series of space tunnels, humans have managed to conquer the universe. But long before humans dominated, there were native species, and after thousands of years, something is waking up. I think it's gonna be a giant snake, guys.
It's gonna be the reptilians, man.
The reptilians. Oh no. And that is really it for. We have one more with Assassin's Creed Origins number 2. Of course, Assassin's Creed, it's a video game, so it's tailored towards the gamers. However, it's one of the greatest video games in the past 10 years. The series is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, the first Assassin's Creed.
Right.
Genre defined.
Right. I'm not even a big player, but I still give it respect because I have played it, and especially the Black Flag one is one of my favorites. And all I did was upgraded my ship all the way.
You would like the one that came out after that. Not Unity, the Rogue, Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Yeah, and they still have ships in it, right?
Yeah, because it's like Black Flag and Assassin's Creed 3 mixed together.
So yeah, I would enjoy that. Because Assassin's Creed 3's fighting dynamics are the best.
Yeah. Alright, moving out of Titan, we're going to get into Marvel with Exiles number 1, and it's a first appearance of Valkyrie. A brief summary of this issue. Don't blink, the Exiles are back. Fan favorite X-Men Blink once joined a team destined to save not just the world, but the entire multiverse. And now, her teleporting talents are needed once again, when a mysterious threat begins eating away at the fabric of the multiverse, the Unseen, the man once known as Nick Fury, who can now only observe Earth from a lofty post on the moon, must recruit a champion to save it, but you can't do it alone. Who will join Blink's new team, and can they ever go home again?
Say Unseen again!
Looks to be a fun title out of Marvel. They've been on a roll with their number ones. Yeah, they've been on a bit of a roll with their number ones coming out and stuff, so hoping that they keep on the pattern. Stay on the true path. Stop overprinting everything still.
Don't give away their secrets.
Doctor Strange number 388 is coming out. It is a Damnation tie-in, not part of the actual Damnation cutout, but a tie-in to it from the original Doctor Strange run. It gets super confusing having multiple titles with the same name. Moving on from there, probably one of my bigger excited issues, Thanos number 18.
Yes.
So, this is the last of the arc and the last Thanos for at least a while. There's none orderable through Diamond yet.
And I got lucky today, guys. Look.
So it is going at least on a bit of a hiatus.
My 15 and 16 that I missed out on finally got some second, third printings for them, so I can read it.
Speaking of second printings, number 18 comes out next week, and it's already in second print, orderable on Diamond.
Right.
So...
Because they know. It's awesome.
Well, it's probably pre-sold out.
Yeah.
It was probably sold out 3 weeks ago, and they had to start second printing. Moving on from there, we have Venomized number 2. Venomized number 1's did really well. Scotty Young variants, wildly popular as per usual with Scotty Young comics, so
right.
It's definitely a comic you want to keep an eye out on.
Definitely a unique art style.
Scotty Young's?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, that Venom cover that he did was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Or the Venomized cover that he did, phenomenal.
The Phenomenable Snowman.
Yeah. Moving on from there, we're going to get into Boom with Robocop, Citizen Arrest, number 1.
You're under citizen's arrest.
So I don't really know much about RoboComics, so I'm just going to read the summary for you. Don't blink... Wrong summary.
You're still on the same one.
Brian Wood, the visionary writer behind DMZ and Briggsland, and George Coelho, Venom and Rocket Raccoon, present a provocative vision of a future where justice is crowdsourced and lethal. It's been decades since the Robocop program first began. Corporations have taken over the schools, and the government and law enforcement is the biggest private contract of all. Traditional police forces no longer exist, as all citizens are encouraged and rewarded to spy on their neighbors. There is only one authority on the streets: Robocop.
Robocop.
So this looks fun. It's
Robocop is always fun, except for that remake was kind of weird. But Robocop...
It wasn't bad, though.
It wasn't bad, no.
It was just a different take on the original.
Yeah, definitely.
By
the way, did you know Red Foreman was in the original Robocop? Red Foreman from that 70s show. He plays the bad guy in the original Robocop.
I did not know that. Now I'm going to have to go back and
Yeah, you're going to have to go back and watch.
Okay, good to know. So, moving on from Robocop into Image, we have Gideon Falls number 2 coming out.
Gideon Falls!
Highly anticipated. This guy
so
and Mickey
good.
absolutely love it. Won't stop talking about it. Can't get him to shut up.
That's not true.
So it's a huge title. Definitely.
I shut up all the time, except for right now.
Moving on from Gideon Falls, we have another new number 1 coming out of Image with Crude. Summary on this one: killers once feared Pyotr Petrovich. Now they've sent his son home to him in a body bag. Haunted by his failures, Pyotr journeys across Russia to learn what type of man his son really was, while hunting the bastards who killed him. And once Pyotr finds them, they will learn to fear him once more. GLAAD Media Award-nominated Steve Orlando, Virgil and Midnighter, and artist Gary Brown from Black Road deliver an emotional, bone-shattering account of murder, masculinity, and mayhem.
The 3 M's.
Yeah. So this looks like a really good comic to pick up. It's coming out of Image, so expect it to be...
Is that what the 3M tape company stands for? Murder, masculinity, and mayhem?
Maybe. Moving on from Crude into Dead Hand number 1. Cold War Relics, Part 1. Carter Carlson was a highly decorative operative during the Cold War, but in the fall of 1991, as the Soviet Union collapsed, Carter discovered a secret that not only changed his life, but also altered the course of history. Now, as the mysterious Dead Hand threatens to end the world once again, the only thing standing in its way is the relationship between an old spy and a little boy.
But yeah, there's that. I really want to learn who the Dead Hand is.
I want to learn who the Dead Hand is, and honestly, I love Cold War era anything basically.
Right.
Just such good fiction came out of the Cold War.
Right.
So really exciting for this. Then probably one of the more obvious titles coming out this week. We have Oblivion Song number 2, Robert Kirkman. So Oblivion Song number 1 was amazing.
For how many pages are in a comic book, they shove so much story into that. Like there's so much setup for issue 2. There's so much flavor to the story. Robert Kirkman has definitely spent his time on it. He's just not putting out something to put it out. It's something he spent his time on and he cares about. It's just by the dynamics between the characters and the story, they're very unique. But that's not really it, because it is time for the 9.9 no-brainer! Chris?
Alright, so the no-brainer we have this week is actually going to be coming out of Marvel. So it's a Marvel #1. It's an exciting return to a character. A lot of people are going to get to know her better in the new Deadpool movie. Different variation of the character in the movie.
Deadpool 2.
We'll leave it at that.
Coming to theaters.
This is Domino #1. So, summary of the title coming out: impossible curves, impossible shots, impossible targets. Marvel's #1 soldier of fortune is back in an explosive new ongoing series. The product of a failed super soldier program, Nina Thurman always made her own luck as the sharpshooting mercenary known as Domino. But what happens when her own powers betray her? The hunter becomes the hunted, as every mercenary in the game smells blood in the water. Plus, a pair of beloved Marvel characters return.
Who could that be?
So, this is an exciting title. I know for cover A, there is going to be a Robert Liefeld variant. So definitely want to pick that up if you can.
By the way, shout out to Robert Liefeld's The Pouch creation. If you Google Robert Liefeld The Pouch, it's hilarious. It's a sketch that he created a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, The Pouch Man.
Yeah, it's literally just a giant buff guy made of pockets. He's made of pockets, and he has a gun made of pockets that shoots pockets. It's the greatest thing ever.
So yeah, and this is a Domino comic. Domino, same realm of like Cable, Deadpool, more of adult themes, which out of Marvel is what sells in comics in general. Really, is the darker themes for the paperback books, is the more adult things.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, kids don't have a whole lot of money to drop every week.
Generally speaking, accordingly.
So, exciting stuff.
Yeah. That is it for today, guys. I would appreciate you guys for sticking with us. It's episode 45. Speaking of, coming up on episode 50, we're gonna have some changes to the show just to polish it up a little bit. I mean, you guys have been sticking with us. We might as well make it look better for you guys. Change it up a little bit, keep things fresh. But with that said, remember to like, subscribe, comment. Anything you want to let us know, tell us, whether we improve the show or if we missed something, let us know. And then, of course, follow us on Facebook, 9.9 Comics with Chris and Kyle, where we will put updates that's something that didn't get to the show. Or I like to post stuff like news on like stuff that's going to change in storylines on big comics and like the big two, like Batman and stuff. So,
and it gives us little previews, because some of the things that have been mentioned in the past are, why didn't we talk about this event that's happening 3 or 4 months down the road?
Right.
Well, we're doing a weekly comic show. We'll talk about it when it gets here. But with the group on Facebook, we can post stuff like that while still keeping the time in the episodes down for you guys.
So I can tell you that there's going to be a new Justice League run months from now, instead of having to wait until the week before it comes out, that hey, the guys is a new Justice League run. It's like, nah. Give
you a little bit of forewarning for some of these bigger titles to prep for.
Yeah, just when it comes to the big two, talking about those are a little different than talking about new #1s coming out of independent comics. We kind of have to work the field.
Yeah, like Batman #50.
Right, with the whole wedding coming, that's gonna be all
the tie-ins to it. It's gonna be good times. Yeah. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Keep watching.
Right.
Have a great night.
Thanks for watching, guys. Whether you are watching this at any time of the day, have a good day.